Hello, my name is Charles Hollab. I'm here today representing the Capital District Farmers Market Tuesday Market in Delmar. I'm going to give you a little information on our market, its local roots and its farms, and some of its history. We believe we're one of the oldest markets in the state. We're still 100% grower market. All our farmers grow everything that you're going to find in the market. We've been here a long time, and we have a connection with the local people that's been in place for a long time. I'm gonna review some of our farms with you. We have a chicken barbecue. We have takeout chicken barbecue. We have Euro delicacies that has European foods. We have all kinds of baked goods. We have a baker that bakes on premises. We have cheesecakes and other delicacies and other pastries in the market, along with all our local farmers and the great produce and flowers that they grow. I'm going to turn you over to Mike Lippisch of New Leaf Farm. He's going to give you an overview of what they do on their farm and what you can expect to see from them in the market this summer.
Sure. Thanks, Charlie. My name is Mike Lippisch. I grow vegetables and fruit in New Lebanon, New Leaf Farm, with my fiance Ellen. This time of year in the spring, we have lots of greens and root crops, and we're starting to put in summer crops like tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, squash, cucumbers. We also are starting our flowers in the field, and then in the fall we do lots of root crops again and greens. We grow on about 3 acres. We don't use chemicals. We're not certified organic. We're a pretty small scale. We're 1 tractor farm, 1 greenhouse farm, and we're excited to be joining the Delmar market this year.
Thank you, Mike. Ron Bulick of Bulick's Creekside Acres.
Yep.
Big farm, been around a long time. Tell us what you do down there.
We farm about roughly 60 acres of vegetables. We do tree fruit, small fruit, greenhouses. We do a lot of winter greens. That's 4 greenhouses just for that. And for flowers, we have another 4 or 5 greenhouses. We're mostly a conventional, low spray, IPM farm. We grow sweet corn, vegetables, melons, like I said, just about everything. We bring in mushrooms to the market that my cousins grow in Catskill, New York. They're the last commercially grown mushroom farm in New York State. So we bring some of their products in. I've been doing this for about 30 years. We started with like 2 acres. And then we just kind of grew from there as we did markets. I did green markets in the city for 20 years. But the hometown feel of a local market like Delmar or the Plaza or Troy or anything you do around here, the Delmar Saturday Market, I feel is a much more, it's much more, even though it might be a smaller market, it's a much better feel. I mean, I did that markets down the city, and the people that do the city, there's not a connection with the customers as much as there is up here. And getting to know your customers at these markets, it really means a lot. And when you have customers looking for you, whether it's from week to week or year to year, it gives you a good feeling, and it gives you kind of rejuvenates you to start another year. So far, we didn't put any summer stuff in yet because I'm a little leery about the weather. But we have sweet corn that we put under plastic. We usually try to get that by the first part of July. Strawberries, we'll probably have them in a week or 2. Everything seems to be on schedule. The spring we've had, it's been kind of rough. Everyone knows it's been so hot and dry. It's been a challenge. Like, farming is a challenge, and it's tough every year, and sometimes you wonder why you do it. But it's something I've been doing for all these years, and I kind of look forward to it every year. So I'm glad to be back on Tuesday, and we'll give it another shot this year and see what happens. So
thank you, Ron.
Yep.
Now we'll talk about our farm. We're a Scotch Rich Berry Farm. We're a fruit farm mostly located in Duanesburg, New York. I'm a second career farmer, but I still enjoy it. We grow a lot of blueberries, strawberries, and a bunch of other minor fruit, currants, gooseberries, and this year Saskatoons. We also do greenhouse tomatoes, hydroponic tomatoes, and some other heirloom tomatoes. we'll be in the market with cut flowers and microgreens this year. I'd like to talk about something Ron touched on. He talked about the connection between customers and the farmers in this little market. It's one of the things I've noticed for a long time here. You had the same customers, and some of them you've had for 20 years, and they come back, you see them, they look for you, you know their kids, you know what's going on with them a lot of times. It's a nice market, it's a nice local connection that you don't find in some of the bigger markets. It's a nice little market that very few have that type of connection, and we also police our farmers very closely. We don't let people bring produce in that's shipped in from other places in the world. Everybody knows everyone else in our market. We know what they do and what they don't do. So if there's not a lot of inspection needed, we know what you do. Anything else to add?
I think that's very important. I mean, and the other thing about being a small market, knowing your customers, you see the same a lot of times you see the same customers another day of the week at another market, so you get that connection too. So I mean, being in Delmar, which is really a bedroom community, you see them at other markets. I mean, we see a lot of these same customers, whether it's on Saturday in Delmar, Michael will see them over there with me, or we'll see them like in the plaza, because there's a lot of state workers here. I mean, so we really fill a void. It's a good midweek market where people, if they need something during the week, we can accommodate them here, and I think that's a nice thing. I mean, the church has been very good to us. I mean, we got to thank them. We can't thank them enough, actually, the church, for giving us the opportunity to set up here. They've been nothing but supportive to us, and I just like the feel of it. It's a good feel to the market. I mean, as a vendor, you know it. You can almost feel it. You've been doing it enough years, you can feel a good feel, and I think that's what we get. We got a great bunch of vendors. We all get along. There's no infighting. I mean, it seems like it's a very good atmosphere here, and I know Michael's new here. He'll find out about it. I mean, I know he does a Saturday market with us over there. He'll find the same thing on Tuesday. You'll see the same people there on Saturday, and they'll find you, one way or the other. It's the same thing that's over there. It's a very intimate, I guess you could say, market as far as knowing your customer base, and it's a good feel.
Can I just add?
Yeah,
one thing,
Michael,
Charlie? From us as a small farm, and I just like to state the kind of the importance to us of knowing the people who are consuming our food, and getting that appreciation for all the hard work that we do. It really does mean a lot to us to build those relationships too. It is a big deal. It's a big part of why we do what we do.
No, I know what you're saying. There's a connection between customer and farmer that is very satisfying for the farmer. I know for us, one of the first things that we noticed in the farmers markets was being able to bring a product that you knew what went into to give to the people that are relying on this product for their families. Some of these products come in from all parts of the world. We don't know what they do. We don't know how they grow, and neither do they. You can feel comfortable providing a food product to customers that you can be proud of, and there's a lot of satisfaction for our farmers in that. I know what Michael's talking about. One thing you're going to notice, the last 2 years we've got some new management in the market that's been very energetic, and we've taken steps to try to bring more food and a variety of things in the market to make it more fun to come to. It's not just veggies anymore. It's take-home food, and a pretty good variety of take-home food that you can come to and bring home for your evening meal, along with your veggie shopping for the day. So we're looking forward to another good season. You're going to see a lot of new products in the market. We're going to have a lot of cut flowers. Some other people have cut flowers. There's going to be microgreens in the market this summer, which I don't think we had a lot of before. People need microgreens every week. Of course, Ron's going to be here with his long-awaited sweet corn and tomatoes, which everybody looks forward to.
Sure.
But we're looking forward to a nice season.
Yeah, just to touch on what Charlie says, I mean, it does give the farmer gratification to put a product out there that they grew, and that people know that they're going to consume what you grew. I mean, we know what went into it, and we're not going to do anything to you that will obviously, harm anyone. Because, like I said, like he said, the vegetables or some of the fruit that comes from these stores or whatever, they don't know what they're treated with. I mean, you don't know what's going into them. There's no, for the most part, none of us, I know I don't, no GMOs, none of that stuff is going in here. I mean, I know Michael, I know he won't mess with nothing of that. I mean, for the most part, I've never seen anyone even touching on a GMO issue. So, I mean, people ask us all the time. We'll gladly tell them what goes into it. But I know as our farm, we never mess with GMOs or anything like that. So, I mean, I know that's a concern for some people, but for us, we never get into that kind of stuff. I mean, I know Michael wants to talk about something like some of his practices that he does. I mean, like the hand weeding and the irrigation.
Sure.
And
a lot of the labor on our farm is by hand, and it's it's just the two of us. It's small acreage. We don't use chemicals. We use cover crops and compost for our fertility. We do a lot of hand weeding. And we really enjoy growing some unusual crops as well as kind of the standards. We also grow lots of heirloom tomatoes and some kind of less common things like tomatillos and husk cherries and lots of Asian greens. But yeah, we really do enjoy it.
Well, him being in the market, that's going to be something that hasn't been in this market ever. I mean, so that's something, if someone's looking for something like that, I mean, I know we personally don't mess around with that. I've never seen him on the market here, but he's got a unique product, so I think you should just, if you're interested in trying something new, I mean, it's a great opportunity for people to come out to give it a try, So
definitely can get all sorts of good food, different
good varieties. I mean,
that's some good fruit, vegetables.
I mean, as a board member, or as a person we were talking about when we were talking about new applicants to this market, we were looking at looking at what the market needed. I mean, we needed someone with unique products like Michael's got, and we brought in, we have bakers here that would bake on premises. We have Euro delicacies here with Mediterranean food, which is a perfect time since it's a late afternoon market from 2:30 to 6 on Tuesdays. To if people don't want to cook, they can get chicken, they can get prepared food. I mean, there's some unique items. There's another organic grower that's there. I mean, they got unique stuff too. I mean, they got prepared salads and they got stuff like that. And it's on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page. We also have a website if people want to go to that and give us a list of what goes on with that. They do massage. There's a massage girl there. I mean, anything you got, you can really have it there. So,
I'd like to touch on some of the things that Ron has talked about. That most of the farms in the market are either some state of natural or low spray. But on top of that, some of the advantages of farmers markets is there's not a long supply chain involved. Your fruit and your food didn't come from California on a train, on a truck, that use tremendous resources to get there. And there's something to be said for that, the advantages of farmers markets. It's not always represented in the price, but long term, those things are all costly. All the transportation and the super long supply chains, they're all costly to quality, not only in terms of the food quality, but in terms of the hydrocarbons produced and all the other things that trains and trucks contribute to our country. So we're proud to be part of that movement that can provide food, local food, without the input of all the transportation costs and everything involved in it.
Yeah, and most of the stuff is picked that day. I mean, especially a late afternoon market. I know we pick everything for this market. I know you guys do. You guys do too. That morning,
Exactly.
So that makes a big difference.
1 or 2 days supply chain.
That's right. That's what it is. It's very short. Mine's 30 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what these guys are, but still.
I've seen some of the data, and they're talking. Usually it's around a week and a half, 2 weeks supply chain from the West Coast. And the high prices on the lack of water on the West Coast is not affecting us right now, but it will affect produce prices in general this year. And my feeling is that we still have plenty of water here, and we're still growing the same way we did before. You know, we don't have drought conditions here. That's one thing the Northeast has is a good supply of water and weeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's to take that, if it's on a truck or a rail for a week and a half, you know it's got to be treated to look fresh a week and a half later.
Absolutely.
So you don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I can't figure out how they get raspberries to stay fresh 2 weeks or a week and a half. I haven't figured that out
You
yet.
don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I mean, the same thing. I mean that's the same thing. I mean, so I mean, for the most part, I mean, it does come that day, and that's the way it is. And then again, you can talk to the farmer. You can talk to the person that produced that, how they did it. I mean, most farmers. I know all the farmers in this market. I've been to almost all my markets I've ever done in my life, which has been, I don't even want to think how many I've done. Farmers are very receptive to talking to their customers. You know, if they got a question, they'll tell them, or they'll carry on a conversation about what they did and how they did it. And if they got questions of, you know, what's in it, they're more than glad to tell you. And that's what differentiates us from stores in general, because they don't know, they can't answer the questions on that, since they didn't know where they came from or who did it what. You know, so I think that's the main thing there. So.
Okay, I think we've about covered our little market. We look forward to seeing some new faces in the market this year. If you're watching this and are in the market, stop by and say hello. We'll be glad to see you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks a lot.